If the checkout person politely asks to use self-checkout, maybe you should. I live in the Midwest. Our gas stations sell pizza. This happened while waiting for food. Lady working is stocking some merchandise. Guy walks up to cash register. Sir, would you mind using self-checkout? I'm the only one working. I refuse to use that. Gives her a bit of a lecture as if she installed the machine herself. Lady is a little older. She starts to drag this box towards the back. It's obvious it's not easy for her. Says it would be quicker if you would. Sir. Again, I don't use those. 4 minutes. She's at the cash register. He lectures her more a bit. Something about service. Then this. He claims he's saving her job by refusing to use self-checkout. I kinda wanted to kick him. Almost 7 minutes of her time for this guy to buy a slice of pizza and an energy drink. She the type of person that when asked how is your day, will tell you. She was not scheduled for that day and was 2 hours past shift because someone had called in. I am not going to question why she didn't have the agency to say no. But I'm not going to do anything to make it worse. I helped design those early self-checkouts and I hate them now. With a passion. The original intent was that a member of staff would stand over several tills and be immediately on hand to help. But corporates will be greedy and now it means one lonely member of staff per bloody shop. Don't punish the staff. Complain to the business. They are the shits putting both staff and customers in this position. As an introvert, I love self-checkout. No offense to anyone cashier done that job myself. All this energy wasted with arguing between customers and workers, when they should both be ganging up on the managers who understaffed the store. If I can get it done faster, trough self-checkout, I will. If I need assistance, I go through cashier. I have never successfully used the self-checkout at the Circle K. Their dumb camera always decides that something I'm buying is something else. The employee always has to come manually correct its mistakes. So if it needs to be manned by a trained employee anyway, what's the point? In exactly what sense is it a self-checkout? I work in retail where we recently installed 6 self-checkouts at cash but still have 2 registers. All day. And I mean over a dozen times a day I have the hear the I'm not using that. It's taking away job speech. Y'all act like you're trying to save someone's job. But that's not how any of this works. Corporate doesn't care and telling staff to tell corporate really doesn't work. You think their boss gives a fuck what they think? They'll just start getting written up for not meeting metrics until they're fired and replaced. I get those machines can be super wonky and annoying. And being checked out can sometimes be faster for you. But don't for a damn second think you are saving someone's job because you're not. When I worked somewhere that had self-checkouts, everyone was happier for it. Some people have social anxiety or they're just out of batteries for the day. Some people have 2 items and they don't want to wait in like behind someone with a cart full. The cashiers got to make a higher aka livable wage because there were less of us. We didn't mind a bit. I prefer the self-checkouts. Especially in this situation in a store like CVS. Nice and quick and I don't have to bother the employee who obviously is required to do other tasks. Like stocking in aisles. Having worked at Eckerd back in the day. I get it. It sucked trying to get every task done on shift when you're short-staffed and people come up to the register. Self-checkout would have made those days so much less stressful. That kinda gave me vibe like it could have gone very, very bad, like a scene from No Country for Old Men. Lol. Next time that happens, if the guy flips a coin and tells her to call heads or tails, get the fuck out, take there. Our gas stations sell pizza. Well, thanks for that horrifying new info. Can't imagine how bad gas station pizza must be. X200B. Also, I don't use self-checkout either. But I wait like a human being with a brain for the person to finish up their own tasks without lecturing. How entitled do you have to be to lecture a complete stranger? I love self-checkout. It's so much cheaper to me than if the cashier does it. No reason the heirloom tomatoes should be $2 more than the Roma tomatoes. And I am happy to help the company correct their mistake. Man, I wish she locked the door and went home when her shift ended. I'll wait in line. Fuck self-checkout. They already didn't hire the cashiers. No one's job is being saved by having your shit checked out by the two people they have left. I despise those self-checkouts. I always, every time, get sucked into an error or glitch like something on the bag tray shifts and the system senses and thinks I am stealing or something, but that said, if asked to use it and I could see the attendant right there nearby to come clear anything I accidentally messed up, then I would probably take less time to comply that lecture and argue and be a pain in the ass. Speak up for the service worker next time. I am going to be honest, outside of stores specifically designed for it, I would rather wait 10-15 minutes for a clerk than use the self-checkout. If I'm asked to by the one person running the show, that's a different story. But otherwise I'm doing my best to force the metrics to say cashiers and clerks are still needed. It took her 7 minutes to ring up a slice of pizza and a drink. He's not entirely wrong. Is anyone here under the impression any corporate structure won't switch over to self-checkout 100? Once they have metrics that X number of users are willing to use them? It would be so easy for most businesses to just drop 50 of employment overhead if they know only 2-3 of people won't use self-checkout. The issue for me in self-checkout is something always goes wrong. It doesn't read the barcode, doesn't sense the weight of what I put in the bag, and starts saying help is on the way. Whatever. Then I have to wait 10 minutes for a poor, overworked clerk to come over. These things should be faster and more time efficient, but honestly make things worse. I don't use self-checkout either. If he wants to wait, so be it. It's not his or her fault her boss is a shithead. Sorry, but I don't use them either, although I don't lecture employees about it. And it's not her time. It's company time. She's being taken advantage of by a shitty company, not customers that simply want to check out and go. Yeah, I don't do self-checkout either. I'm disabled and I'm tired of an endurance trial every time I go shopping. Just no. I fucking love self-checkouts. One of the reasons I do not shop at Trader Joe's is because they don't have self-checkouts. LMAO. Being able to just buy whatever I want quickly without any human interaction? Sign me TF up. Who are all these fucking weirdos begging for another person to check things out for them? Fucking weirdos. LMAO. I sat inside a fairly busy Taco Bell at lunch while they were doing kiosk only for inside ordering. Probably 10 of the people turned around and walked out. And most who left did not go without saying something under their breath about it. I'm over there eating a mountain of food for which I paid $6, so I can't complain about them trying to save a couple bucks on staff. Also, how friggin' hard is it to use the kiosk? It's literally pictures of food with a price beside it on a giant touchscreen. People just want to complain sometimes.